Good afternoon. Welcome to the December 12th committee meetings. And our first meeting is Public Works, Public Safety, and Terry Borneman is the chair.
Thank you, Pinky. We have one item for the committee today. Joining me on the committee is Roxanne Murphy and Jean Knudsen. The item we have is an ordinance adopting a base rate for the 2017 transportation impact fee per Bellingham Municipal Code 19.06. Ted?
Thank you. Good afternoon. Ted Carlson, Public Works, along with Chris Como, Transportation Planner. Each year, sometime after the council adopts the 6-year Transportation Improvement Program and prior to the end of the year, per the municipal code, we need to come back and ask council to adopt a TIF base rate for the upcoming year. So for 2017, the municipal code lays out the process for establishing the TIF. And the memo included in your packet that Chris put together, I think, does a pretty good job of outlining how we calculate the TIF. Essentially, we look at 5 years previous construction cost, local dollars only. We don't include state or federal grants or private developer contributions in the TIF calculation. So we look at our 5 years previous local dollars. We look at the current 2016 construction costs, again, local dollars. And then we look forward using the adopted 6-year TIP, looking at the programmed local expenditures for eligible transportation projects. I think that's another key item to point out. Not all transportation costs are eligible for the TIF calculation. They need to be projects that contribute to capacity, so we don't include our maintenance costs and things of that nature. We then use the study that was completed back in 2006 by DEA that looked at the amount of transportation costs that are attributable to growth. We use that number as well as the trips that are identified in the upcoming 12-year period or in the 12-year period, and we do a calculation and come up with what the TIF rate is. So that's the impact fee per PM peak trip. So when a developer comes in and builds a new project, whatever that project is, the mix of use, we identify a certain number of PM peak trips for that project, and then the TIF rate is applied to that. So when we go through that calculation and look at the TIF rate for 2017, it does represent a slight increase over 2016. The 2016 TIF rate is $2,017. The proposed 2017 TIF rate is $2,138. So an increase of $121 or just under 6%. So Chris can certainly answer any questions that you might have about the TIF, the projects, how we calculate it, but the staff recommendation is for council to approve the 2017 base rate.
Committee? Yep. Roxanne?
I just moved to approve the base rate for the 2017 transportation impact fees.
Okay. Jean?
I agree, and if you look on page 5, you can see how steady it has been over the years. Sometimes it goes down, sometimes it goes up, so I think again, another great job on putting this together because we're not hearing any complaints. So thank you, guys.
Michael?
Thanks, Terry. Yeah, so Gene, you're referring to this graph right here.
Yes.
I actually wanted to figure out how inflation affected it, look up in constant dollars. If you do that, it's even flatter. So
Yeah.
it's virtually unchanged because it's gone
Pretty
up just a
much.
few percentage points, and that's equivalent of inflation.
I just have
Yeah, Gene.
one more thing before we leave. Tell your road crew they've done an outstanding job during these last 2 snowstorms, and I'm sure it'll continue. Is that still Bill Dorn in the group?
You know, Bill retired.
When did he retire?
Yeah, Bill retired this year.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway,
So I will
great.
pass
They're
it
doing
along.
great.
We have a new street supervisor. Bill Dorn was with the city for 30 years or so, and a gentleman's name is Dan Larson. We're happy to have him, and we'll pass that along. Could be a slick out there for a few days because the temperatures are supposed to stay cool, but we'll stick with it. Thank you.
I have to agree with Jean. It was amazing. They were on it real quick, and I've heard nothing but good things so far.
Great, thank
Yeah.
you.
Anything else from committee? Okay, we have a motion before us. All those in favor, answer aye.
Aye.
Okay, we will recommend approval tonight, and that's the end of committee.
Thank you.